Hello. Yes. Okay. So we are here on StreamYard. Vange, you already got me up to 1,000. Oh my God, girl. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you for the Go Populars. Okay. Let me turn on. What's the other thing? Okay. Thank you, sugar. Okay. Now I got to turn on this other one. Lord, for me to be not such a techie person, I sure have a lot of tech. If you could see my workspace right now, I have a huge screen with my notes, my computer for StreamYard, another device for the gramophone, and then another device for TikTok. Like, I got crazy devices on right now. But different platforms work differently with different devices. Big Boss Vet. Okay, girl. Yes. All right. Let's go live on the gram. Okay. All right. Yes. All right. I want to make sure everybody can see me. Okay. All right. I want to make sure everybody can see me appropriately because I have 3 devices on at the same time. If you can, hold up. We have comments in here? If you can see me if you can see me fine. If you King Tax Services, hey doll. If you can see me, that was my plug. I will, we'll just leave that for now. Give me some taps on the screen. Instagram, give me some hearts. YouTube, type something in the comments to let me know that you can see me. Instagram, Vanjie, I know you can see me because I can see you tapping, girl. Yes, Vanjie's tapping. All right. Hey, doll. Happy New Year. Okay. So it is 7 o'clock. Guys, welcome to, wait, what's today's date? Today's the 7th or the 6th? Today's the 6th. Welcome to the first live broadcast of the new year, okay? For those of you, thank you for sharing, doll. For those of you who are new, my name is Natalie Pierre-Lewis. I am a business and trademark attorney. I am here teaching you business and trademark tips using pop culture and celebrity news. Thank you for that, King Tech Services. All right, I am broadcasting through multiple platforms right now. So you're going to see me going back and forth. While I was home and I was doing the show, I realized that I really enjoy. Hey, Jacob, wake up. Guys, make sure that you're grabbing your daily heart me as you come in and say hello in the comments so I can greet you properly, okay? What was I saying? So while I was at home, I was doing the show, but I was standing up, and I really like that because it allows me to be animated. My YT people, my FB people, the Book of Faces, the Tube of the U's. If y'all could just type something in the comments to let me know that y'all can see me properly, please. I'm trying to make sure that everybody is equally yoked in this endeavor. All right. So I'm going to give y'all 2 more. What's my TikTok? My TikTok is NPL Consulting LLC, doll. The name that comes up is Business Formation Boss. All right. So yes. So if, let me see, I know we're good on TikTok. We're good over here on the Gram of Ins, the Book of Faces, and the Tube of U's. I'm still waiting for some verification from y'all. But I know the Tube of U's, y'all like to be more laid back, okay? Hello, Unapproachable N. Guys, as you come in, please make sure that you grab your daily heart me, okay? Just like it's Vanjie World. Because if you're in here and you're watching and you haven't engaged at all, I'm going to assume that you are either a bot or you're not a real person, okay? Especially over here on the TT because it's a lot of SCAM over here. Y'all have been learning the TT slang, okay? Thank you, Vanjie. All right, we're getting started at 7:05. The first thing we're going to be covering, Kate Tech Services, she in here. Yes. Okay, yes. See, I had, okay. Girl, I had been looking for you on Instagram. I couldn't, I didn't see you posting. I was like, is she okay? but I didn't want to be all prying and whatever. Okay. But anyway, make sure that you grab your daily heart me at the top, because and say something in the comments, because that gets you 86 engagement points. Okay. And if you are a person who intends to go live on TikTok, you want to get your engagement points up, because this app, it gives you back what you put in. So if you're engaging with people, it's going to send you people who engage to watch your stuff. But if you just like to watch and scroll, that's your business. But if you're someone who is intending on going live on this app and you want people to come to you, you have to give the app some energy too. Okay. All right. But that's enough of me shilling my wares. I'm here every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But I do recaps in the morning, because I'm a crazy morning person. I will be up at like 5, 6 in the morning. But I do a recap at like 7 a.m. No. Oh, my darling. I'm so sorry. Your mom passed 2023. Girl, I just got back from home the holidays. I flew home on the 22nd of December, and one of my baby cousins, she passed away the day I arrived, and we had the funeral this past week. And so I feel you, girl. Okay. All right. But prayers for your husband. Okay. All right. Guys, my girl King Tax Services 18 right here, right? I have known her for several years. Mama is a tax maven. Okay. Tax time is coming up. You want to get with her. We go back since the Graham days. Okay. Me and King Tax Services. And we met in real life too. We went to a conference together. So she is the real deal. All right. Let's get to our content. So before we start on our stories, guys, because we're not flush on stories tonight, I want to go over some basic elements with you. It's the top of the year. A lot of you are thinking about, either, yes. A lot of you are thinking about either starting your businesses or leveling up. But I'm going to tell you some things that are going to be absolutely non-negotiable and crucial for your businesses as you start them, okay? One of them is you guys are going to need contract templates, okay? Because of the ubiquity of social media, a lot of you are doing your deals with clients through what you call that thing? Through social media, through DMs, right? Guys, if you are serious about being a business, you need to have contract templates, okay? Now, you don't necessarily have to have, thank you for sharing the live. You don't, guys, make sure that you are grabbing your daily heart meets as you come in. Vanjie's World got hers. King Tax Services, if you could please grab your daily heart meet, as well as Curtis Carmen. Please, if you do not know how to grab your daily heart meet, let me know and I will show you. Okay. But let me get through this quick thing. So you need contracts for your business, right? No matter what you do. If you're someone making things, people are gonna place orders with you. You're gonna want a contract. If you are providing a service, you're gonna need a service agreement, right? Now, not everybody is going to go to an attorney for their contracts, and you don't necessarily need one, but you do need to know the 3 elements of a legal contract. Okay. Does anybody want to take a guess right now and tell me the 3 elements of a legal contract? Okay. Curtis, listen, if at least I need you to either give me some taps or something so I know that you're a real person and not a bot. Even if you don't have it to give the daily heart me, please tap the screen unless you're driving. Okay. If you are, if you're not driving and you're not tapping the screen, I'm gonna assume that you don't have no fingers. No, not date, words, and signature. The 3 elements. Can we all put that in the chat, please? Wherever you're watching from, my Gram people, my StreamYard people, my TikTok people. You need 3 elements for a valid contract. Okay. You need offer, you need consideration, and you need acceptance. Okay. Now, offer. Hey, my DJ lady. Hey, Ben, A plus B. Okay. Offer. Here's a scenario. A landscaper comes to me and says, I will cut your lawn for $50. Okay. That is offer. Okay. The consideration is consideration. When I say the term consideration, that means money or whatever you are trading your services or goods for. So my lawn guy, he says, I offer you my services for, hey, DJ Lady TG, hey girl. Guys, make sure that you're grabbing your daily heart me as you come on up, okay? Especially on the TT. If you are trying to get your numbers up on the TT and get engagement, you have to give the algorithm what you want. You have to put in what you want to get out. So my friends over here on the TT, you come on. Heart me's. If you don't know how to get your heart me, let me know. Okay. But let me get back to this. The elements of a contract, offer, consideration, which is money or whatever. Maybe it's not money. Maybe it's, I will cut your lawn for a plate. Maybe it's, I will cut your lawn if you braid my hair. Consideration is whatever you are trading for, right? It's the medium, most often known as money. Hey, Romulus guy. All right. So, hey, Misha. So you need offer, consideration, and then there is acceptance, right? So me as the person who's being offered the lawn services, I have 3 ways I can accept. There is something called express acceptance, meaning I verbally say, yes, you can mow my lawn for $50, right? Yes, thank you. Offer, consideration, and acceptance. Thank you, King Tax Services. Let me pin you for being an engaging person in a conversation. Thank you. Okay. So she put it up there. You need offer, consideration, and acceptance, right? Now there's 3 types of acceptance. You have express acceptance, which is, yes, you can do that for me for $50. You have implied acceptance, right? It's like, I don't, where, let's say the lawn guy says, okay, I'm gonna mow your lawn for $50. Okay. And I don't say anything. I don't know. Let's say I lost my voice and I just come out and I hand him $50. That is implied acceptance that I want you to mow my lawn. And then there is something called conditional acceptance. Conditional acceptance is when you say, yes, you can do this, but, or yes, you can do this and, right? So it's kind of like a counter offer. Like, so if he says $50, thank you, King Tax Services, express, implied, or conditional. Let me pin that again, just in case anybody missed that. Those are the 3 types of acceptance, right? So if the lawn guy says, all right, I'll cut your lawn for $50, and I say, okay, but I want you to do the bushes too, that is conditional acceptance. And in that, we've created another agreement because he has to decide, do I want to do all that for $50, right? So the 3 elements of a contract, offer, consideration, acceptance. The 3 types of acceptance: express, implied, conditional, right? Now, we're going to get into who can sign a contract because not everybody can sign a contract. Can you guys tell me some of the conditions that have to be in place for you to be eligible to sign a contract? Can anybody on any of these platforms, whoever can give me 3, if you could give me 3, if you can give me 3 of the elements that is required for you to be able to sign a contract, you will get a 60-second pin up here. No, not that high, King Tax Services. But age is a factor. Age is definitely a factor. If someone can correctly name the 3 of the conditions that need to be around. Now, it's not just 3, there's more, but I'm only asking y'all for 3. A little lower than that, King Tax Services. 3 elements. Okay, I'm not going to keep y'all waiting anymore. So there are several elements that have to be in place in order for you to be eligible to sign a contract. 1, you must be 18 years of age or older. Okay. Exactly, King Tax Services. 18 years of age or older. Now, Looking at it now, I don't feel like 18-year-olds should be able to sign contracts because I remember signing contracts at 18 that I didn't understand. Okay. But, that's the law. So you've got to be 18 plus. Ladies and gentlemen, as you're coming in, please, please, please make sure that you grab your daily heart me so that I can, and say something in the comments so that I can properly greet you. If you are in here and you're not engaging, I'm going to assume that you are a bot or you are an SCAM, okay? Especially if you're on the TT. Going back to me, what was I saying? So you must be 18 years or older. You have to be free of drugs or alcohol. So you can't get somebody drunk and then ask them to sign a contract, or you can't, inject them full of pharmaceuticals and then expect them to sign a contract. Thank you for the heart over here on the StreamYard. Who's that? Say something in the chat so I can say thank you. Okay, you can't be on any type of mind-altering substances. 3, you must be of sound mind. What was filtered? Did somebody get filtered? You must be of sound mind, meaning you cannot have any psychological impairments. So if you are a person who, is a diagnosed, maybe diagnosed schizophrenic, right? And you're not taking care of yourself and going to the doctor and making sure that who is here under the name P. Diddy. Excuse me. So yeah, so you have to be of sound mind, meaning you can't have any mental impairments. That is why people with intellectual disabilities, they can't sign contracts. They're not considered eligible to sign contracts. Okay. And another one of the things that you have to be aware of is you cannot be forced to sign a contract. So and speaking of P. Diddy, so you remember there have always been these rumors that he was hanging people outside of windows upside down. Hey Michael, thank you for that heart. There were those rumors that he was hanging people outside of windows to get them to sign contracts. If that is true, those contracts aren't legal. Now, I don't know who it actually happened to or if it actually happened, but right, not be under pressure. But if somebody's trying to get you to sign a contract under pressure, like if they are, hey, his child, her chair. Hold up, that's my Oscar winner. That is hold on. It's not Regina. It's Renee King Harrington. Thank you, God. Thank you for the heart, me, Renee. Renee King Harrington, Oscar nominee, BAFTA winner, Tony Award winner, and Pulitzer nominee. Yes. Okay, that's my girl. All right. So what was I saying? The elements to sign a contract, you have to be 18 plus. You cannot be on any mind-altering substances. So, no drugs, no alcohol. You cannot have any type of intellectual impairment or mind impairment. So, if listen, our parents are getting older. If your parents, if you have any people in your life who have dementia, right? Those people cannot sign contracts because they're not in their right mind, right? So you have to be of sound mind and you cannot be coerced, right? Thank you for the populars. So they can't threaten to harm your property or your person or someone you love. If any of those elements are not fulfilled, then the contract is not valid. Okay. So going forward, if you don't necessarily need an attorney to write up a contract for you, or he does. Okay. So if you don't want to come to someone like me to do a contract for you, you can definitely make one on your own. You just have to make sure that you know the elements. You have to have offer, consideration, and acceptance. Acceptance can be implied, expressed, or conditional. Oh, side topic, please ask your question. I encourage questions, girl. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give me your questions. I'm so silly. Hey, the Badosha. Can y'all hear me over here? You can. If you see my finger wagging, can you hear me? Oh, it's not my birthday, girl. I just like wearing this crown. It's not my birthday. Maybe I should clarify that. My birthday until May. What was I saying? I haven't changed. Okay, what was I saying? Yeah, so you need all of those. There's express, implied, and conditional acceptance, and then you have to be absolutely, doll, absolutely. Hit me up in the DMs. Let's do it, because I just be sitting here all day. And then you have to have the conditions. You have to be at least 18. You have to be of sound mind. You can't be on drugs. They can't force you. All right. So those are the elements of the contracts that you need going forward in 2026 to make sure that you are not left holding the bag with clients or partners. Okay. Not having your contracts written down is going to hurt you. We don't do verbal contracts around here. If it's not on paper, it doesn't exist in my mind. Okay. So I would like to make sure that I have, driven the point home. I would like everybody to write in the comments, no verbal contracts in 2026. No verbal contracts in 2026. And I want that from everybody. Till I get that, we're going to listen to some music. No verbal contracts in 2026. No verbal contracts. Yes. Hey. Ooh, yes. Hey, no verbal contracts in 2026. Yes. All right, don't mind me. I just be silly. Okay. Ooh. Now that we've gotten through that, again, we're going to get to our stories. I've decided to add a little more structure to the show because, I just get into the stories and I've realized that you guys don't have some of the foundational stuff that you need. All right. So now we're going to go over the definitions. We've gone through the contract requirements. We're going to go over the definitions of the different types of intellectual property. Does anybody know what I mean when I say intellectual property? Thank you, Michael Griffin. Yes, following directions. Okay. If you understand what I mean by intellectual property, tell me put that in the chat. Let me see who can get it first. What do I mean by intellectual property? Michael Griffin, are you going to get it first? His child, her child, not ideas and things, but I'm talking the things that protect your ideas and things. Intellectual property. The names of the legal devices that protect your intellectual property. That's my bad. I should have made that more clear. What are the names of the devices, the legal devices that are used to protect your intellectual property? Can y'all tell me? Yes. Ah! Listen. Yes, and patent. Hold up. Okay, I'm gonna put up his child, her chair up after. King Tax Services got the first two, trademark or copyright. His child, her chair got the last one, patent. Okay, the three types of intellectual property protection that we have, at least in the United States. I don't know what other countries do because I'm only an attorney in the United States. We got trademark, we got copyright, and we got patent. Okay. So King Tax Services, she's up here with the trademark and copyright. Y'all go on and connect with her, especially because I know y'all need y'all taxes done. And then we're going to connect with, we're going to put his child, her chair up here because I know y'all need prayer and y'all need your hair done. I believe you're a stylist. Yes, his child, her chair. I want to say you're a stylist. Soon as I get King Tax Services down off here we go. Let me put you up here. Ooh, let me put you up here. Let me put you up here. Let me put you up here. His child, her chair. Renee King, faith-based live host, Bible study, grow room. Okay, I don't know where I got hairstylist, but Mama be on there praying for y'all. Okay. Oh, you're a barber and a net. Okay, so you are. Yes. So his child, her chair. Y'all want to connect with her. If you want your hair did in South Carolina. Wait, King Tax Services, aren't you in South Carolina? Anyway, y'all want to connect, okay? All right. So trademark, copyright, and patent. So now we're going to talk about the differences between them, okay? So if you are a person who writes books or writes songs or choreographs dances, or you make blueprints, or you paint, or you sculpt, if you are any type of artist who creates work, those works, you're in Rock Hill, those works are protected by copyright. Copyright protects what you make from in between here, okay? So, copyrights protect works of the mind. Can we please type works of the mind diagram sand patterns? What is that, Michael Griffin? I need to move this. Yes. So if we can please type works of the mind in the comments, okay? Copyrights protect works of the mind. Thank you, his child, her chair. All right. Now, when we are talking, if you, his child, her chair, if she writes a book, yes. If his child, her chair writes a book on hairstyling or barbering, right? Or she makes some type of prayer journal, because that's what she does, those things can be protected by copyright, right? If King Tax Services writes a book on how to, make the most out of your taxes. You did write a book? Okay. Well, listen. People be out here stealing. If King Tax Services writes a book on how to maximize your tax benefits, that can be protected by copyright. All right. So that's copyright. It protects works of the mind. Now, let's get to trademarks. Trademarks protect your brand in the marketplace. Trademarks protect what you are trying to make money with. So when we think trademarks, think Starbucks logo, Tiffany jewelry, the name Beyonce, Exxon, Apple, Dell, Lenovo, all of those names of those brands are trademarked. I did it through Lulu Publishing. Yes, thank you, King Tax Services. Yes, so they protect your brand in the marketplace. There is a reason why we don't see 500 Tiffany jewelries, because Tiffany jewelry, they have the market cornered for that name and that color in the jewelry sector, right? There is a reason why we can have Dove chocolate and Dove soap, because they are in two different industries. So you can have the same trademark, but for two different products. You're never going to find chocolate on the same shelf as soap. So that's why we can have Dove chocolate and Dove soap. But in terms of Tiffany jewelry, there's only one Tiffany jewelry. Think Gap. You're not going to see anybody else with that Gap tag, right? I'm trying to think. Y'all give me some more trademarks while I get this together. While y'all are in here, give me some more brand names, and I'm gonna play some music while we get into this. Give me some more brand names that you think are trademarks. Brand names, trademarks. Give me some brand names, trademarks. Give me some brand names. Yes, Nike, Ulta. What else? What else we got? Sparktacular Rock. Hey, what's up? How you doing, sugar? Thanks for coming on in. Got your heart me, okay? What else? What is only King Tax Services writing in the comments? I know some of y'all love labels. Give me some of them labels. What about them high-end labels? Give me some high-end label examples. Yes, Mary Kay, Avon. Listen, okay, King Tax Services, I don't want you doing everybody work. Other people watching, hello. Give me some of these brands. Give me one of these luxury brands. Yes, Coach, Gucci. King Tax Services said, look, I'm just going to answer these. All right. Thank you. So yes, all of these are trademarked. meaning you can't just go and try and make money with them, especially my crafter friend. Listen, you know how, sometimes we go to Canal Street in New York and go find us a nice little knockoff, okay? I've been guilty of that. I was young and cheap. You know, I went to Canal Street. I almost got kidnapped. They took me around the corner to this truck, and I had to walk in the truck. Oh God, thank God that I'm still here, right? And they give you all these bags that look just like the real designer brands, right? But they cannot sell them in a real store because that's trademark infringement. Those names are protected by law. They're protected by law, okay? So trademarks protect your work in the marketplace, whatever you're making money with. So right now, we're actually going to have, there's a story going on right now. So when Apple first came out with the iPod, right, they were doing tech and things like that. But over time they have expanded, and now there's Apple TV, and they're making content. The thing is, prior to them getting into the content game, somebody opened a movie theater called Apple Cinema. Okay, now they have no connection to Apple, the tech company, but we know that Apple, they have their own. They got what, Apple TV. I just finished watching Pluribus on there. Does anybody have Apple TV? It's a really good show. But now this Apple Cinema, which only had one location, they're trying to expand. And because Apple is such a ubiquitous name, some people are starting to confuse them as being owned by Apple. So Apple is trying to sue them for trademark infringement. Okay, guys, if you could please share this out to your people wherever you are watching from, share this out. I've noticed a little bit of stagnation. I'm trying to get that TT attention. Okay. Hey, Susie Thompson. Oh no, Susie Trumpeter. Wait, do you play the trumpet, Susie? Anyway, what was I saying? Yes. So, trademarks protect your brand in the marketplace. And then the last definition we're going to cover is patents. All my inventors out there, all my engineers, patents protect new inventions or crap or ways of doing something, right? So, did anybody fly over the holiday? Did anybody fly anywhere over the holidays? If you flew over the holidays, please give me a plane emoji. Give me a plane emoji. An airplane. Give me an airplane emoji if you flew this holiday season. If you flew this holiday season, you had to go through TSA, unless you have like clear or global entry or whatever. I don't. But that whole system of putting your stuff in the baskets and going through that X-ray machine, that is a patented method. Somebody developed that and sold it to the airline. That is a patented method. If you are developing a new tool, right, that would be protected by a patent. If you are creating a new, like all of Apple's stuff is protected by patents. They're actual technology, like the schematics of it, okay? So we've got copyrights, they protect works of the mind. Trademarks protect your works in the marketplace, what you're making money with. And patents protect what you build, what you invent, okay? All right, so if we understand that, can we please write, hey, yo, Chloe, hey. If we understand all that, please write trademarks, copyrights, patents in the comments so that I can move on, okay? Because we've got some other things to cover. Because the next thing I'm going to show you guys is how to do a search. One, for trademarks. Thank you, Prof. B. I'm going to show you guys, one, how to do a search for trademarks, and two, how to find copyright-free content, aka items that are in the public domain. Okay, so I need y'all to write in the comments for me trademarks, copyrights, patents, so that y'all hey doll, so I need y'all to write that in the comments for me so that I know we can move forward. If you guys want me to review that information that I just went over on trademarks, copyrights, or patents, please type in the chat review so that I can go over them, because I don't want to move forward until I know you understand. Okay, we haven't even started our stories yet because I want to make sure you have these concepts down. All right, so please, in the comments, trademarks, copyrights, patents. My shirt's all dirty. Y'all didn't even tell me. Okay. What's going on? What's going on? Are y'all here? Okay. Ayo Chloe said she needs a review. So Ayo Chloe, we were just going over the 3 types of intellectual property protection. Thank you for the fingers, heart doll. We were talking about how copyrights protect works of the mind. So things you create, art, music, dances, books, all of that is protected by copyright. We then talked about how trademarks protect your brand in the marketplace and how you make money. So when you think of logos like Starbucks, Gap, Tiffany Jewelry, Beyonce, all of those things, using those words, they mean they make money, right? They protect the brand. That's why if you try and sell things under those names, you get caught up in a lawsuit, okay? And then we have patents. Patents protect inventions or ways of doing something. And I use the example of the process of going through TSA with those baskets at the airport. That is a patented method, okay? It is a new way of doing something. So, trademarks, copyrights, and patents, okay? So now, are we ready to do some searches? Are y'all ready to learn how to do searches for trademarks as well as copyrights? If we are ready, please type ready in the comments. I just got to pull up some stuff on the come on, yo. I just got to pull up some stuff here. Okay. What about a phrase I heard, but it isn't trademark? Could I trademark it? Well, it depends, Ayo Chloe. King Tax Services is ready. Okay. It depends, Ayo Chloe. It depends. You may have heard it. Is somebody else trying to use it to make money, even if they haven't trademarked it yet? Because if they can prove to the USPTO, even after you have submitted your application, that they were using it first to make money, they could get your application canceled. Okay. But if it's something that's, new, nobody's using it, nobody can claim it, of course, do it. If somebody's leaving it on the table, pick it up. Okay. Pick it up. All right. Let me know if that answers your question so that we can move on to the search tutorial. Okay. Are we ready for our searches now? A lot of you, again, you are trying to start your brands in the new year. Okay. And you guys want to get stuff trademarked. It is very important that you do your research before you file that application. The application for a trademark by itself is $350. That does not count the fees that you have to pay if you hire an attorney like myself. My trademark packages are $1,300 a piece, okay? And I'm not giving it back if they say no. Well, mostly because I'm going to do all the research. But if you're trying to bootstrap it and you don't do the research to make sure something isn't already trademarked, you could lose out on your money. All right. So I'm going to show you guys how to do a trademark search. Let me turn this around for y'all. Okay. I don't know how to mirror on Instagram, so give your girl some give your girl some grace. Can y'all see that? Okay. Let me turn this around over here. Okay. Hold on. Ooh, all right. Okay. Hold on, Instagram. I'm coming to save you. I'm coming to save you, Instagram. Okay. Instagram, y'all still here? Y'all okay? You all right? Okay. Chloe, you good? I dropped it. Is your say I saved you, girl. I saved you, girl. Are you hurt? Do you got a boo-boo? Do you need a band-aid? Do you need a hug? Yes. Okay. So let me make sure that you can see this, Chloe. All right. Chloe, I want to make sure you can see that. It's backwards, but I'm gonna tell y'all everything that I'm doing, okay? StreamYard, give me 1 second while I share this with you. Present, share screen, window, entire screen, Chrome tab, new tab. Let me see which one. Yes. Let's share this, right? Okay. Listen, these people is trying to ruin my lesson. Okay, you see it? Good. Good. I might have to turn this light off for this part just so. Oh, yeah, that's much better for you guys. Okay. So if you want to find out if something is trademarked, what you're going to do is you're going to go to your handy Google search bar. You're going to type in. You're going to type in USPTO trademark search. Okay. You're going to type in USPTO trademark search, and you should look for this link right here, United States Patent and Trademark Office. The link should say https://tmsearch.uspto.gov. Okay. Let me know if y'all got that. If you got that, say yes in the comments. If y'all got that, say yes in the comments. Okay. Because it's kind of YouTube, you can see this because it's right on your screen. So when you get this, you're looking for let me bring y'all up a little bit closer. So here, Instagram, you can see is this it? Yes. You can see there's like a little light bulb. Let me get a TT up there. Let me get y'all close. Okay. Y'all can see that. All right. So when you're up there, once you're there, you want to click the link, okay? Actually, this is actually too forward. So actually, you're gonna want to search our trademark database because I go to that link a lot. That's why it came up for me. But you're gonna want to go to search our trademark database, okay? And you're gonna see. Bring this down. You're gonna see a green tab that says Trademark Search System. You're gonna hit that button, and then once you have this bar, you can search for whatever you want. So somebody give me something to look up for trademarks. Somebody give me something to look up for trademarks. Okay. Give me something to look up for trademarks. Who came in here and blessed me? Oh, Rachel. Yay. Yes. Give me something to look up in the trademarks so that we can look and see if it's trademarked. Now, don't put something that you know you're planning on trademarking because we don't want nobody to steal it. Let's just use something generic. Come on. We need audience participation. Okay? So, oh, you came here to see? Okay. Cool. So, yes. So give me something that y'all want to look up to see if it's trademarked, okay? I'm waiting on you. All right, while you do that, I'll do a simple one. We're going to look up Beyonce. Beyonce. We're going to look up Beyonce. And YouTube, the tube of you and all of you, you can see these are all of the live and abandoned trademarks that have Beyonce in them. Okay, so it's a lot. There's a lot out here. All right. So if you are ever wondering, Ayo Close said, look up my big head boo. Okay, we're going to do it. Now, here's the thing. If you're looking up a phrase, you are going to need to use quotation marks, because otherwise it's going to look for every word individually. So we're going to look for, what does this say? Hold up. Chloe said, my big head boo. So I'm in here. I'm going to type in my big head boo. My big head boo. Okay. And there's no results found. So that means that nobody has tried to register my big head boo. So if somebody, now I don't know what you would want to trademark for that, but if you wanted to, name your brand my big head boo, you could definitely do that. So that's a good one. Okay. All right, guys, give me a couple minutes. I just need to do a quick break. I want y'all to listen to some music while I get some stuff. I just need to be off here for a couple of minutes. I'm gonna put on the music for y'all. I'll be right back. Oh shoot. I forgot I can't play music on this one. So I'm going to mute YT and the StreamYard and the Gram, but TT, y'all can party while I do this. Okay. Let me mute you. Okay, there we go. TT, I'll be right back. Jesus Christ, look at me, what we have. We used to know what we love in the when you see me coming, just to a stranger. We better than you want to be a and we no friend, nothing. We no friend, we no friend, we no friend, nothing. We no friend, we no friend, we no friend, nothing. We no friend, we no friend, nothing. We no friend, we no friend, we no friend, nothing. Make this time. We dangerous, not the time. Don't ever let me find a boss, somebody's a magic. We serious, we devious, and everyone will be shouting. Wait, party, shut up. Just give me fire, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, boy. You have to be the inside the circle. Put it on, you're the to wash it up, bring it no man. Love you, my boy. Jesus Christ, one hour, look at me, it's carnival again. You know we love you again. So I'm gonna tell your friend, when we do me, don't tease your girl, problem. Yeah. Here we go. These streets overflowing, can't find my way. Missing our way for the entire day. Don't care where we're going, I say. Waiting for the right time to break away. It's maximum vibes even when I'm alone. I think to myself, well, this is so sweet. So don't even think of something. All right, I'm back. All right, we back. We are back. Sorry for the delay. I had to go to the little girl's room, okay? Little TMI, but you know, I'm human, okay? All right. So what was I talking about? We did, oh yes, we did the trademark search, right? So now if you want to do a search for copyright free content, please say free content in the chat. If you want me to show you how to search for copyright free content, particularly copyright free content that was released this year, say free content in the chat. But if you want me to show you how to look for free content, copyright free content, so that you don't get sued by Disney and all of them, type free content in the chat. Because if you don't say it, I'm just going to move past it and we're going to get into our stories because we haven't even started our stories for the evening. Okay? All right. Well, nobody's saying anything, so I'm moving on. I'm going to give it like 20 more seconds. Again, if you want me to show you how to find copyright free content, type free content in the chat. And if you can't type because you're driving, I understand. If you want to look at it later, I do have a video, a post pinned on my TT. It's the first pinned post showing you how to look for copyright free content. All right. All right. So I guess y'all are being real. Oh, free content. Thank you, Chloe. Thank you, girl. People were having me thinking I was crazy. I was like, can y'all hear me? All right. Let's remove this. I'm gonna show you, Chloe, because you answered me. So this is just me and you, girl. Okay. It's just me and you against the world. All right. Let me get you the new tab so that you can see. Until I get my free content from y'all from the other platforms, I'm only sharing this with my boo Ayo Chloe, okay? With my boo Ayo Chloe. Yes. Okay, you're welcome. All right, so can you see that, Chloe? Let me know if you can see it, Chloe. Let me know if you can see it, Chloe. Uh, uh, can you see it, Chloe? Uh, can you see it, Chloe? Uh, can you see it, Chloe? I'm so silly. All right, so again, I'm sure you can see it, but again, we are starting with another Google search, right? So we're going to go into our Google search bar, and so there is another word for copyright free content. It is called public domain, right? So every year stuff comes up into the public domain. This is stuff that has a lost copyright protection. So what we're going to do is we're going to type in public domain works United States, because otherwise we'll get the whole world. And then you can either just do that or you can type in the particular year. So we're looking for public domain works that came out this year. Guess what? What has been, and don't so if we are looking for stuff that came into the public domain this year, we're going to look up public domain works United States 2026. Okay, that's going to give us a lot of options. We have options by Duke Law School, NPR, Wikipedia. Okay, I would trust the one from Copyright Lately. Okay, but these lists, they will tell you everything that is coming into the public domain for the year. Okay, so on the Duke website, they have it broken up by books, characters, comics and cartoons, films, musical compositions, sound recordings, and art, right? So, if you are ever trying to see what is in the public domain, what you can use without copyrights, look for public domain stuff. Or you can just literally ask whatever browser you are on. You can just literally type in if it's something specific you're looking for, you can say, is such and such in the public domain? And you will find it, okay? So this way, you don't have to worry about I'll give you some examples. This year, the very first version of Betty Boop is in the public domain. What does that mean? That means that you can use, what are you doing? That means that you can use the very first version of Betty Boop to make merch. Now, this version of Betty Boop, she's not how we picture her now. She has long floppy ears because the original version of Betty Boop was a dog, right? And she was black and white. So you can use that version this year to make merch. As well, you can use the first version of Pluto. The first version of Pluto, but he was not called Pluto, he was called Rover. You can use that to make merch, okay? So those are the two. That's what I want to show you, how to look up trademarks, how to look up copyrights. Chloe, did you get that? Because you was the only one who was out here, giving me energy, giving me motion. Do you need me to go over it again, girl? This is your world. It's your world. Do what you want to do. Hey, I can't tell you who's not right now. It's your thing. Somebody stop me. Anyway, y'all, we have done all this and we have not even gotten to our stories yet, okay? Are y'all ready for the stories? Are y'all ready for the stories? If you're ready for the stories, type stories in the comments, okay? If you're ready for the stories, type stories in the comments. We have finished our first hour of learning terms and concepts. Now we are going to see the application in real time. Thank you, Chloe. Where's the rest of y'all? Hello? Y'all just gonna leave all the work up to Chloe over here. She is working her fingers to the bone. All right. So let's go over for our stories for tonight, okay? So now I told you guys that trademarks, they protect your brand in the marketplace, right? And usually that protection stops the moment someone purchases your item. So usually, if so this is taking us to our story. If I buy a high-end bag, if I buy a Louis Vuitton bag, what's the average price of a Louis Vuitton bag? I do not. What made me wear glasses? Because I can't see without them. I'm blind, girl. It's shapes and colors right now. If you ever see me without glasses, I either have contacts in or you need to call emergency immediately. All right. So if I buy a Louis Vuitton bag, right? I don't know what the cost is, but I'm gonna pay a pretty penny, right? So because I bought it, it's mine. I can do what I want with it. If I want to take the Louis bag and I want to wear it as a hat, that's my business. If I want to take the Louis bag and I want to rip it apart and do something else with it, that's my business because I purchased it. But what happens when you take you take that purchased item and then you remake it and then try to sell that? That is the question that was happening. There was a company selling upcycled bags, meaning they took old Louis Vuitton bags and, they would make them into new designs and they would sell them. I'm sure a lot of you have seen sites that are selling pre-loved designer items or items that excuse me, or what is it, custom designer items, like my favorite example is, how many of y'all know who Cash Doll is? If you know who Cash Doll is, write Cash Doll in the comments. So Cash Doll, she is a rapper out of Detroit. And there was a picture that I saw of her where she had a Louis Vuitton pattern bulletproof vest, rifle, and mask, like a Bane mask, right? And I know that Louis Vuitton doesn't make stuff like that, but Cash Doll, she buys a lot of designer things. So it would be easy for her to take that stuff to someone who could work the materials and have them make something custom for her, right? But if you are a store that is selling refurbished Louis Vuitton items, Louis Vuitton does not want you doing that, right? So there was this company that was selling refurbished Louis Vuitton bags that they tore apart and put together in new, interesting ways. Louis Vuitton sued them for trademark infringement because they're like, even though you have made it a new shape, the LV, that symbol, it is protected by trademark and it's still all over the bag. And that is going to be a draw for someone who wants to buy your refurbished bags. Okay. So oh shoot, I got to plug my computer back in. So the company, so Louis Vuitton sued this company that was selling refurbished and reconstructed what you call that, handbags. And we talked about it a couple weeks ago, but this is happening in China, but the court has agreed with Louis Vuitton. The court said, look, if you made these bags and they didn't have the LV symbol on them, people might not be as interested, and that LV symbol is protected. Now, I'm a person, I don't really care about labels, so the LV on the bag might actually deter me, right? But someone who loves labels, if they see a reconstructed Louis Vuitton material bag that might be a quarter of the price of a regular Louis Vuitton bag, that might be a draw. So the court said, no, you cannot just take apart the Louis bags, put them together in a different way, and then sell them en masse like that's your product, because you're essentially going to be banking on the fact that this is made with authentic Louis Vuitton material, which you cannot verify. So they had to stop selling the bags. Okay. So my friends who are and the reason why this is coming up more is because we have a lot more people who are selling their pre-owned designer items to reseller reseller outlets, right? How many of y'all have purchased a designer item through a reseller outlet? Like there's stuff like the Real, there's 260 sample sale, there's Gilt's, Gilt. How many of y'all have purchased a high-end luxury item through a reseller? Let me know in the comments, or at least have browsed, right? And it don't cost to look. It do not cost to look. Okay. All right. So, but again, that's in China, but I feel like that's going to be coming into the United States too, because these high-end brands, they need people buying their stuff. And if people are buying the old stuff off of resellers, they're not getting any new customers, right? So they're trying to stop that. All right. Next story we are covering. Do we have any Top Gun fans here? Anybody here a Top Gun fan or a Tom Cruise fan? I like Tom Cruise. He is a good action movie actor. Now, I don't know what he be doing in his personal life. I heard, hey, Mossy Lou. I heard he a little bit weird. Thank you. But Tom Cruise is a good actor. One of the movies that is his claim to fame is Top Gun. How many of y'all have heard of the movie Top Gun? If you have heard of the movie Top Gun, write Top Gun in the comments. Now, Top Gun was based on a book written by a gentleman, and the Paramount, they licensed. Thank you for the gifts, darling. Thank you for the Top Gun. Yes. So they licensed the story from this author for Top Gun, and they made a movie out of it, right? Now, if you have been watching this show, you know that I said copyrights revert back to the owner after 35 years or their descendants, right? So the guy who wrote the Top Gun movie, Mossy Lou. So the guy who wrote thank you, DJ Sweetness. So the guy who wrote the Top Gun movie, he passed away, right? But his family is still around. So Paramount came out with the Top Gun sequel, Top Gun Maverick, not too long ago. Did anybody see the Top Gun sequel? Hey, doll, if you saw the Top Gun sequel, please write sequel in the comments, okay? Now, when the sequel came out, the author of the original Top Gun, the person who Paramount had licensed the story from, his family, because he was deceased, they launched a lawsuit against Paramount. They said these copyrights for Top Gun, they have reverted back to his descendants, meaning you can't make a movie called Top Gun without our permission. Now, keep in mind, they licensed the story. They didn't license the title, right? They licensed the story. So the family, they're like, nah, you got to have a contract with us if you want to make a Top Gun sequel. So they took it to court, and the court said, nah, girl, you're not right. What the court said was the license was for the original Top Gun story. The Top Gun sequel has nothing, does outside of, I guess, the backdrop of a military base. Has nothing to do with the first one. It is a completely new work. So the court said they don't owe you nothing, girl, for this sequel. As a matter of fact, Paramount is now working on a third Top Gun sequel. Is anybody going to go out and see the third installment of Top Gun when it comes out? Ooh, y'all, I'm thirsty. I need some water. Hold on. Woo! Woo! Papa! All right. So, is anybody going to try and go see the third installment of Top Gun when it comes out? I'm not, because I'm not really into Top Gun like that, but somebody might. But had the family been right, if the court had found that the family was in the right, Paramount would have had to have a whole new agreement with the family for the Top Gun sequels, meaning that they would get another huge check from Paramount. So it's less about, oh, you did this without our permission. It's more about, oh, we want another check. Because I'm sure the residual checks from the original Top Gun movie, they're not as big as they used to be, right? But this is why understanding copyright law is important. So yes, the rights do revert back to the family for the original Top Gun story, but the subsequent Top Gun movies were not based on that story. Okay, so that's why the family lost. All right. Okay. Next story that we are covering. What the bumper clart? Okay, hold on a second, y'all. I keep closing out this window. All right. What? Oh. Wait, what? Okay, anyway. So we talked about Louis Vuitton. We talked about Top Gun. What else? Okay. Any Drake fans in the house? Kiki, do you love me? Kiki, do you love me? Do we have any Drake fans in the house? If you like Drake, hold up. Shoot. Okay. Yes. Any Drake fans in the house? The last song that I enjoyed by Drake. Ooh. I can't even remember. The only song that comes to mind is like, nice for what? What is it? No Drake fans in the house? Hello, darlings. Okay. Anyway, so y'all remember when Drake and Kendrick were going back and forth, and Kendrick dropped a song talking about how Drake had a gambling problem? Well, that might be true. And not only that, Drake, I think Drake is about to get hit with the RICO. So here's what happened. Okay. Two Virginia residents, meaning two random people in Virginia, they have filed a class action lawsuit accusing Drake, not only Drake, but also Aiden Ross. He's big on Twitch or Kick or whatever. They are accusing them of running an online gambling scheme. Now, if you guys didn't know, Drake is the spokesperson for a gambling platform called Stakes, right? So he would be online showing people the bets that he's making. And people thought that, he was really making the bets. But apparently they're saying that this Stakes gambling site was linked to a cryptocurrency scheme where the money that was being invested into the cryptocurrency was being used to fund Drake and Aiden Ross's bets on the platform. So they never really lost any money, right? And the people who bet on Stakes based on the fact that Drake and this guy were quote unquote winning big, they are suing for false advertisement. They're saying, look, Drake and this guy told us, they showed us how that betting on this thing, you could win so much money, and we put, so much money into this and we lost it. And it's because of them, they faked it. So if it is found now, when Drake and this other guy were promoting this website, they made it seem like they were putting up their own money. But if you were putting up money that was basically used to fund this cryptocurrency, that's false advertising, okay? And you should have disclosed that you weren't going to lose any money because you were being sponsored by this cryptocurrency. So if you are ever endorsing a product, okay, if you are ever endorsing a product, as you guys get more clout, as you grow as content creators, or maybe some of you become, huge celebrities, you need to be careful about what you're endorsing and how you're endorsing it, because if the public can prove that you misled them, they can sue you, okay? So it's very important that you are very careful as to what you promote, all right? Okay. Excuse me. All right. If you guys were here, next story that we are talking about, and then I got to shut it down for the night because I'm losing my voice, okay? So if you guys remember last week, I talked to you guys about Brad Pitt. I told y'all he was stealing lotion. Well, he wasn't exactly stealing lotion, okay? Brad Pitt had started a skincare line called Le Domaine, all right? But prior to that, another guy named Brandon Salas, he had started his own skincare line called Beau D, Beao space D. Not long after Brad Pitt comes out with Le Domaine, they revamp their they redo their whole marketing, and they call Brad Pitt's skincare line Beau Domaine. Okay. So the original person, Brandon Salas, he's like, and mind you, Brandon had his trademark. Brandon, he's like, whoa, what's going on? He reaches out to Brad Pitt's people, and he's like, hey, I've got the trademark for this brand, and you guys are infringing on me, okay? Hey, Black Georgia Peach. So what he said was, here's what we can do. You guys can either change your branding, you can pay me to change my branding, or we can do some type of collaboration. So they were in talks to figure out what they were going to do. But hold on, let me I got to find something real quick because I'm skipping a major part. And ooh, oh, that's why. Okay. Hold on. So, okay. So he said, hey, our brands are infringing. Your brand is infringing on my brand. So here's the three options. You guys rebrand, meaning change your product name again. Hey, girl, I haven't seen you in forever. Pay me for the loss of business, because even when you typed in Beau D, what pops up is Beau Domaine, Brad Pitt's brand. And Brad Pitt is a big name. Or he said, you can pay me to rebrand. I'll change my product line name, but y'all gonna have to run me a coin, right? So they were talking, but talk stalled. And once the original person, Brandon Salas, realized that Brad Pitt's people were not trying to negotiate with him, he filed a trademark infringement lawsuit, which he is allowed to do because he had properly gotten his trademark for his skincare line, okay? It doesn't matter how big or how small you are. Intellectual property law does not discriminate, okay? This man went through the trouble. Nobody knows him. He doesn't have the name clout of Brad Pitt. So it would be very easy for Brad Pitt to overcrowd him, which is happening right now. So that's why he has filed a trademark infringement suit against Brad Pitt. Y'all. Woo. Okay. So I say that to say this. You need to check and make sure that if you are launching a brand, that you are not infringing on anybody's name. Okay. All right. Yes. So we covered a lot tonight. We talked about, excuse me. We covered a lot tonight. We talked about, excuse me, we went over the 3 elements of a contract. We talked about offer, consideration, and acceptance. We talked about the 3 types of acceptance: express, implied, and conditional. We talked about the factors that need to be in place for someone signing a contract to be valid. We talked about age and mental capacity. We also talked about we defined the 3 types of intellectual property: trademark, copyright, and patent. If you missed that, you can rewatch. I will be splitting this up. And we also did example searches for, we did a sample trademark search and a sample search for copyright free content, aka content that is in the public domain. After that, we covered a few stories. All right. So I don't know if this is going to always be the format, but I really enjoyed this because we got to cover a lot of different topics. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me for almost an hour and a half, a little longer on the TT because we did start with our pre-party. But I will be splitting this show up into different segments. So if there is a part that you missed and you want to cover, you will be able to see it. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the hearts. Guys, I want to thank you guys for participating. I want to thank you for the engagement. I want to thank you for spending time. Whether you watch for 1 minute or you watch for the whole thing, thank you for your attention. Thank you for giving me a chance. All right. I will be back on here during the week recapping the stuff that we talked about tonight. Okay. So in the mornings, I come on at about 7 a.m., but only on TT. So if you're not following me on TT, NPL Consulting LLC, you want to get on there. And I review 2 to 3 stories as well as concepts. Okay. So then you're welcome, Chloe. So I want you guys to have a great night. Take care of yourselves. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye. I'm going to turn all this off.